Today we're going to leave home base with here in Clearwater, Florida, and we're going to go back out into space and view more objects of alien objects spotted in deep space. This is part 4 of a series of videos, Alien Objects Spotted in Deep Space by James Foxworth. That's me. Today we're going to see an object that I call Space City, and it's been called the same by other people that have discovered the same object in space. And we're going to show some very strange object that's at coordinates, we'll show the actual post on this object. Oh, well, we'll back up and just look at the object. Anyway, it's at RA 6 hours 37 minutes 28.06 seconds. Sorry, the RA is 6 hours 37 minutes 28.06 seconds, and the DEC is minus 47 degrees 29 feet 34.07 inches. And it's a strange object. It's what I believe is like a hologram of technology that's been sent out into the region of space where this object is located by whatever alien beings or race of people that created this laser beam technology to shine a hologram of an object that looks like a technological advanced created object, like a man-made object, for instance. Maybe like a Batman symbol in space to warn anybody else not to, that this space is occupied by intelligence or something. Again, we'll go and we'll look at another object that's similar but different. There's more of these throughout the galaxy. Here's some more. We fly over here and we'll run into another one in this area. I don't know what these blue lines are, but they're strange. And there's another one of those objects here in the center of these two lines, and off to the side of these two lines in different positions. Here's one here. On the side of it here, in a different distance away from this blue line, and then in just right here somewhere, it's closer to the center, but in another position from these blue lines. So what are those objects? And what are these blue lines? And what is this object that's off of that blue line? There's more evidence of some type of like that. My part 5 video will show what I call the Zodiac Highway. That it's an object that's in space. It's like some kind of antenna array looking thing that's made out of this same material right here. That seems to be, but it stretches for miles and miles, thousands of miles throughout this galaxy. Hundreds of thousands of miles. I haven't done the actual math yet on these objects and actually figured out how big they actually are yet. I have to get with other experts that can help understand these, where these, see, because this line here that you see right here is our trajectory lines where we make the night sky and all the constellations of the sky, the Taurus and the Virgo cluster and Aquarius and all the different constellations. But where do these blue lines come from? When you zoom in there, why are they in there? Why are they actually in the photograph? And all along the edge of this line, there seems to be objects. I don't know what's created this, but it's strange because why are those space city things there? They're in there too. And then there's other objects near that that resemble like smaller craft. And then again, well, I'm gonna always point this out that points of light don't have angles on them like that aren't consistent with the other angles of, like, when you get close in on the mosaic of the picture, where the computer on the camera creates this line right here from where it's put the two photos together, where it takes thousands of photos of the night sky, and that's the edge of those photos put together in the right position to be able to have the one part of that photo that side of that object that's at that point in time in space. And some of these objects seem to be connected together that are near these lines, and these objects don't make sense over here when you have that one line that showed the edge of the film, but why is this line in here? Why is that line there, you know? So, and then you can really search closely, and you can actually find other areas that have the other line of the photo. So, and you can find the edges of all those photos in here somehow, some way. I mean, you have to do a lot of study, but it does. I've done a lot of study like that, and I don't find where it all connects together and where all these different photos are put together. It doesn't make sense. Other lines on objects don't really make sense when it comes to the edge of the photo that I found in that object's in general region of where that object's at. And then there's other areas upon this object, I mean this line, that seem to be connected to it. Like there's areas of the, let me go back, like the area of intense study. We'll move in on that area. And like right up in here real close. Oh, it's even changed since the last time I looked at it. This before was a different, there was a different light source here that doesn't it doesn't seem to be there anymore. There seemed to be some kind of like intense structure here that had like, it was a real structure. And then again, maybe I'll find it on the other one. Maybe it's over here. It seems like all my postmarks have been. Wait, maybe it's here. Top priority study, I believe is where it is. There it is. No, that's not it. But then again, oh yes it is. That's it. See, that looks like it's actually connected to the object. And this object seems to be very strange. That doesn't look like a normal star to me. It doesn't look like a star. What is that thing? It looks silver on the outside, and these angles on it, I don't know if you can see it on the computer. On the resolution on this camera is not that well. When the webcam's just looking at the computer screen, on an analog screen, you're not seeing what I can see here. But at the coordinates, this object is at the coordinates 0 hours, 47 minutes, 12.42 seconds, and 6 degrees, 35 feet, 19.56 inches. Again, that's the RA is at 0 hours, 47 minutes, 12.42 seconds, and the DEC is 6 degrees, 35 feet, 19.56 inches. And this other object is right near it that seems to be connected, and it has strange colors and strange light sources and angles in here that I'm not sure if you can see it on this video, but there are some very strange colors and strange angles that seem to suggest that this object is part of this greater object, and this object's not an anomaly in the film, it's an actual object, because even the object up close shows those lines of where the photos put together of the separate photographs of the cameras taking the photographs of the night sky, and they take thousands of photographs again. and that's the actual line of where that photo is put together by the computer. It's how accurate the computer knows where to put it. So we span back, this object seems to be in the photo, an object inside the photo, some strange construction or some grid pattern type construction that looks like it has like plates of construction, like maybe some kind of bungee cord type material that's all woven together and stretched out across space, because there's other areas on the object that when we spin it around and we look at it, it looks so much different than the other edges of the object. And it actually it tends to look like there's objects connected to it, like triangular shape, pyramid shape type edges that are lit up the same way the edges of the actual object are lit up. And see the density, I mean the depth and the color and the angles in here. I find it kind of strange that some of them are different resolution of the depth of the resolution in the shadow that's there, and then you move over just a hair and it looks a little bit lighter in this little area, but darker right here in this little area, and then really light and squared out right here, and it looks like some kind of like network of construction, that because when you look at them all really close you see other areas that are in there that are even more angles on those angles, even deeper in there where you can barely see that on this resolution of a film, and we can't really get that close to things to be able to see things. But it even looks like meteorite damage again all along the surface of it, like from age of millions of years probably of this thing being out there. So now we're going to move on to another space city, try to figure those things out. There's another space city way over here. That's at a different angle to the one that I showed you previously in the beginning of this video. This one's another the same object but at a different angle, and it also doesn't display, it displays similar markings on the object, but those markings are rather different when it comes to the other objects. None of them exactly match, but they're similar in construction, and some of them even have things that look like they're attached to it, to the side of it, that look like ships docked to it or something even. And it looks highly detailed on some of these objects. Some of these objects have some strange details to them that look like some sort of gas was spread through space, spread all out in here, some sort of gas, some kind of gas that would react to a laser or something. And then a certain frequency of laser beam would shine out the information of an object, just like the picture of an object, like on an overhead projector or something. They just project it out there and it shines across there like on the projector screen. And they're showing it's just like a symbol in space, showing to any eye that may see it, there is technology here. Angles and things that wouldn't make sense on a natural anomaly of glowing light in space that somebody would see. This would be very noticeable in space. So, I mean, to any interested party that might be looking at space, some intelligent being, that's what maybe the key goal of these things is to say hello or something to people that may be out there, like another race of beings that are just like when we sent out the Voyager probes with the gold disc on there with our greetings to any other culture that may be out there that finds that satellite. We showed pictures and images and music and everything, and thousands of images of the Earth and our life and our cultures. And maybe this is something similar to that from another culture of people just putting out there, hey, there has been somebody here. Because some of these objects are very strange looking, like even inside the objects, if we look closely at them. And we spin them around like somebody else discovered this one, but I also discovered it around the same time that they discovered it, searching around on Google Sky. These are the kind of things that we're running into. people are running into that use Google Sky. We're seeing these objects that are very strange looking.